Hey y'all, how y'all doing today? In today's video, we're making rice packs, except we're putting our rice packs in a jar. These are just like the little packages that you buy at the store that cost around $2.50. But we're going to do a recipe today, and we're going to be storing them in our mason jars. They're quick, easy, and we've been doing quite a few recipes and sharing that what you can store in your jars to stock your pantry. Let's get started. Okay, y'all, this is what we're going to be using today to make our rice packs. This right here will be just like the little packs that you buy, and they're around $2, maybe $2.50 right now. So we're going to use plain white rice, and we're going to make our own rice mix ourselves. You'll be needing some chicken bouillon and beef bouillon, some rice, onion powder, dried onions, thyme, garlic powder, parsley, salt, pepper, and lemon pepper. And if I make one that I come up with something else I'm thinking about using, I'll pull that out when I get to that one. But the first one we're going to do is our butter, garlic, and herb. Let's get started. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add 2 cups of rice to each jar. And if you're a small family, you might want to cut back to like 1.5. Or like for me and Travis, I could use this for like leftovers, and then the next night use it to make a casserole with or something like that with the rice. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the 2 cups in each jar. And I hope I have enough. But we're going to add our 2 cups of rice to each jar, and then we'll start doing each recipe. I had to get into Travis's rice. Y'all don't tell him, but he'll be getting to eat it anyway, so I'll just have to fill that jar back up. Okay, now we've got our 2 cups of rice to each jar. The first one we're going to be making is the butter and garlic herb. So we're going to start by adding, okay, to this one, the first thing we're going to be adding is chicken bouillon. And I'm going to add 1 tablespoon in each jar. And you want to pretty good level this off because this is salty, so you don't want to go overboard with that chicken bouillon. And now we're going to add our dried parsley. And I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of the dried parsley to each one of my jars. And now to this one, we're going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of basil. This one right here would be good with pork chops or like ham. And then we're going to add 1 tablespoon of the minced onions, dried onions. To each jar. And now we're going to add 1.5 teaspoons of garlic powder. To each jar. And I am measuring pretty close to, you know, sometimes I don't measure a lot, but for these little recipes, I want them to be as close to the bags that you buy as I can, or the box mixes. So I'm trying to stick real close to my recipe. And then we're going to add a teaspoon of lemon pepper. Now this is pretty full, so I'm trying to be careful. Okay, now we're going to add 1½ teaspoons of onion powder. Now this right here, you could use pint jars. I just don't have any pints, so that's why, and I've got a ton of quarts, and I'm not going to go out and buy the pints just to do this, so I'm just using my quart jars and using what I got. Okay, now let me look and make sure I got everything. Okay, and now I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of black pepper. Now, the recipe don't call for black pepper, but Travis and myself, we love black pepper, so we're going to add some. Okay, and now we're just going to put our lid on it and give it a mix. And I'm not going to add salt because the chicken bouillon has salt in it. And now just give those a mix. But once you cook it and you see if you think it needs some salt, just add your salt to it. You just don't want to get it too salty. And I wished I had pint jars, but I'm just using what I have. But this right here is enough for 2 meals for 2 people. This would be like 2 suppers, or you could use it one night. The next night, use the rice for some kind of casserole. The next one we're going to do is going to be like a beef rice. And this one would be good with a steak, a pork chop, with a side of green beans or something. But this will have a beef flavor to this one. We're going to start by adding 1 tablespoon of beef bouillon to this one. And the same goes for this one. We won't be adding salt. We're adding this beef bouillon, and it is already a little salty. And then we're going to add 1 teaspoon of the parsley. And now to this one, I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of thyme. Not much, but that'll just give it some good flavor to go with that beef. And now we're going to add 1½ teaspoons of the garlic powder to each jar. That's 1, and now we got to do our half. And now we're going to do 1½ teaspoons of onion powder. And we're going to add 1 teaspoon of the minced onions to this one. It don't call for it, but we like those, so I'm going to go ahead and add that. Changing it up a little bit. Not sticking to an exact recipe. Make it your own. Okay, and then in that one, that's all that we're going to add to that one. But I think I am going to add 1/2 teaspoon of the black pepper. And now we got to put our lids on it, and we're going to give that a mix. But this one right here is going to be our beef bouillon flavored beef rice. And now we'll just give that one a mix. Okay, so now we've done our beef and we've done our butter and garlic with herbs, and now we're going to do a chicken flavor. Okay, now for the chicken and rice, we're going to use the chicken bouillon to give it the chicken flavor. Now this one would be good with a chicken, fried chicken, chicken and gravy, but we're going to put 1 tablespoon of their bouillon powder. And then we're going to go with the 1 teaspoon of parsley flakes. And we're going to do the 1 teaspoon of the minced onions in this one also. One teaspoon of garlic powder. 1 teaspoon of onion powder. And about a half a teaspoon of black pepper. Not even quite half. Now we're going to put the lids on the chicken flavored rice and give it a mix. But this right here will be so easy to make, an easy side for any dinner. And you won't have to buy those little packets anymore. You can make this yourself and just go by your directions on your white rice or jasmine rice, whichever rice you use, and you can do it on your own without spending $2.50 for each pack. Okay, y'all, there's 3 different ways that you can make your own rice packs at home. You don't have to buy the packages. You can do it yourself, and it'll save you money and time. I hope y'all like this video, and if you do, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, y'all, I hope you like our flavored rice that we made in a jar. If y'all try this recipe and you like it, let us know in the comments down below. Or if you're thinking about trying it and storing it in your pantry, let us know. Thanks for watching.